Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone. Welcome to my presentation video. So my name is Muhammad Fahmi Yusuf with the last ID number 72. And today I'm going to talk about a topic that I personally find very interesting, which is the historical development of science and philosophy. Starting from ancient Greece, then moving to the Middle Ages, and ending with the Renaissance. Alright, without further ado, let's jump into the first slide. Okay, so this is the title of my presentation. That's Science and Philosophy. From ancient Greece to the Renaissance. In this presentation, I'm going to walk you through how scientific thought developed across three major eras in history. Before we begin, here's the outlines. First, an introduction. Then, the relationship between science and the philosophy of science. After that, we'll go through the main eras: Ancient Greece, Middle Age, and the Renaissance Age. We'll also talk about important figures, the impact and legacy, and finally the conclusion. Introductions. Science didn't just appear out of nowhere. It grew slowly over a long period of time. Since ancient Greece, humans have been trying to understand the world using reason and logic instead of minds. Philosophy became the foundation of science because it teaches us to ask basic questions such as what is something? Why does it happen? How does it work? From ancient Greece to the Middle Ages and the Renaissance, the way people search for truth keeps changing. From methodological thinking to the theological thinking, and finally to empirical and rational thinking. There's also a nice quote here. Those who do not learn history are doomed to repeat it. From George Santayana. Let's go to the next slide. Let's see how this topic connects with the philosophy of science. The philosophy of science studies the foundations and nature of knowledge. So, when we understand the history of science, we can understand how the idea of science itself was shaped. Across different eras, philosophers tried to answer questions like, what is knowledge? How do we know something is true? What makes scientific knowledge different from belief? Each era gave different answers, and these differences have formed the philosophy of science we use today. So, overview of scientific development across era. So, this slide gives a quick overview of the three main eras. In the first, ancient Greece is the birth of philosophy and formal logic. And the second, Middle Ages. It's a time when religion played a domination role, and thinkers tried to combine theology with philosophy. And the third is Renaissance. It's a revival of rational thinking and the early development of scientific methods. Next. Now let's start with ancient Greece. This era is often called the birthplace of rational philosophy. Famous thinkers such as Thales, Pythagoras, Heraclitus, Plato, and Aristotle tried to understand the universe using logic and observation. They focused on finding the arche, which means the fundamental essence of nature. Aristotle also created the first structured system of sciences and introduced deductive logic. People in this era began shifting away from methodological explanations and instead used reasoning, which became the foundation for scientific thinking. Moving on the Middle Ages. Let's start with the Islamic Golden Age. While Europe experiences stagnation after the fall of the Western Roman Empire, the Islamic world entered a period of incredible scientific development. The House of Wisdom in Baghdad became a major center of translation and research. Muslim scholars didn't just preserve Greek knowledge, they expanded it. Some key figures include al-Kindi, integrates Greek philosophy with Islamic theology, al-Farabi, Aristotelian system, Ibn Sina, the Canon of Medicine, used in Europe until the 17th century, and Ibn Rushd, influential interpreter of Aristotle. Al-Khwarizmi is the father of algebra, and Ibn al-Haytham with Book of Optics, its early foundation of the scientific methods. Their contribution influenced medicines, mathematics, optics, and philosophy of centuries. And the second part of the Middle Ages is Scholasticism in Europe. Greek knowledge returned to Europe through Arabic, Latin translation. European thinkers then tried to combine Aristotle's philosophy with Christian theology. Important figure includes Albertus Magnus, is a pioneer of Scholasticism, Thomas Aquinas, Summa Theologica, synthesizing Aristotelian thought with Christian doctrine, and William of Ockham, with the Ockham's razor, the simple explanation is most likely correct, and Roger Bacon, his emphasis observation and experimentations. So Scholasticism basically served as a bridge that connected faith with reason. Next is the Renaissance, a time of rebirth in art, science, and culture. People became interested again in Greek and Roman knowledge. Humanism also grew, putting human reasons and human potential at the centers. Sorry, this is still previous slides. So, people became interested again in Greek and Roman knowledge. Humanism also grew, putting human reasons and human potential at the center. This Renaissance era was supported by several major developments such as the invention of the printing press, geographical discoveries, and support from wealthy patrons. The Renaissance marked a shift from theology besides thinking to rational and empirical thinking. Next, key thinkers and ideas of the Renaissance. There are some important thinkers from the Renaissance. The first is humanists, like Petrus, Erasmus, Pico della Mirandola. They emphasize human dignity, intellectual freedom, and human potential. The emphasis human. And second is early scientific revolution thinker, like Nicolaus Copernicus, Galileo Galilei, Francis Bacon, and René Descartes. Their work laid the foundation for modern science, especially through observation, experimentation, and mathematical reasoning. Next, impact and legacy. The development for all these eras created major changes. That's a new scientific worldview replaced explanation based on dogma. This idea inspired the scientific revolutions. Intellectual freedom and curiosity began to grow, and Francis Bacon introduced the idea that knowledge is power. The Renaissance became an important turning point where people started to understand the universe using reasons, observations, and scientific evidence. To wrap up the presentations, so ancient Greece gave birth to rational thinking, and the Middle Ages brought theological influence and the rise of Islamic Golden Age, and the Renaissance revived rationality and scientific spirit. So together, this era shaped modern science and the philosophical foundation that influence science today. And that's the end of my presentations. Thank you so much for watching. If you have any question, feel free to talk. Feel free to ask to me. Well, thank you for your attention. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.